everybody, back with a new episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Last episode, we gained an ally, an inhuman ally in Colombia, Yo-Yo, Elena. Although we saw a 3-month future, will look like she's going to die in space for some reason. I think Joey is there with her now. So we're going international with our S.H.I.E.L.D. inhuman team members. I think Elena and Mac had a little something, so that was very cute. We know Hydra has Ward, or whatever is possessing Ward, and we kind of got a glimpse of what his powers are, but he's pretty weak and trying to, eat a lot of meat and get stronger. But they also picked up that inhuman with the ability to freeze other inhumans. They're fixing his eyes, I guess, from what Joey did to him, but that sucks. I don't need them to get any more inhumans on their team. But Coulson talked to Malik, so he knows that he's on his ass. The way we got that information to talk to him, though, using Von Strucker and using the Tahiti project to do it, some gray area there. But I really liked Phil's talk with Melinda at the end, them relating to what they've had to do, both members of the cavalry. And Talbot is now being the liaison between S.H.I.E.L.D. and ATCU, because the president wants S.H.I.E.L.D. to keep doing what they're doing, but it's got to be off the books. You can't talk about it. So a lot's going on. We're getting back into the flow now that we've dealt with the Mavith part of it. But we know that Zombie Ward is a upcoming problem. And we also saw that 3-month future. So this next episode is called The Inside Man. Maybe we can, or maybe it's I wouldn't really consider Talbot an inside man, because he's a representative. But maybe we can get someone on the inside with Malik. I don't know who that would be, but yeah. Also, Fitzsimmons are kind of starting from scratch, introducing themselves to each other, and there's no will to be in between them now. So we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, very excited to get back into it. So let's do it. Ooh, why show this again? Still having nightmares? Oh. Ew, I don't want to see that. We know what happened. Oh, got all his memories. That's not good. Oh. Get them all. Get out of there, dude. Oh, it doesn't work on him.
What are you?
What?
What are we?
Indeed.
I've been busy.
I'm technically your boss now, right?
Oh.
But I prefer to be partners.
You are not now, nor will you ever be my boss. And we will never be partners.
So what are we?
I didn't ask to
What are we?
This sideshow circus.
This will be fun. Who was that?
It's the director's new toy, something we've been working on. Does it kill, stun, or disintegrate? It makes gloves.
It makes gloves.
They're calling it a symposium on the alien contagion. I wonder everyone is afraid of us when they use words like that. And we're only part alien, and it's not a disease, it's an awakening.
I think I see something suspicious.
What is it? What do you see?
No one would ever intentionally cut their hair like that.
Not funny.
Burn.
We're here to protect the director. Try and remember that.
I hope you and Carla work things out for your son. George, right?
Y'all are gonna be friends.
Coulson, 12 o'clock. Get out of there, now!
Who? What's he been doing? Where have you been, man? Are you with Hydra? Lincoln. They have been foreshadowed. I've been worried about Lincoln for a while.
He's here to protect me.
Oh, he was your Lincoln.
Only inhumans can touch them and survive. Do you know how that was possible?
Beats me.
Curious.
He killed my friends. Is in Idaho. I watched them die.
He was brainwashed by Hydra. He didn't know what he was doing. It took us months to
hard
do the
sell.
dirty work. He's a good kid.
He's a murderer.
You can't be serious.
Debate is over.
Look, we have our own power, people. He has power, but we don't have to like it. We just have
Taking a
to
big leap of faith.
agree.
You better be right. 2 rules for the symposium. The first is no aliens. The delegates want to be able to speak freely without fear of offending anyone.
Yeah, well, it's too late for that. And what's the second rule?
No weapons.
I trust
Briefing's
Talbot,
about to start.
so I guess I trust Creel.
Hunter.
I'm tempted to throw him off the plane right now.
I get where he's coming from, though.
Before we all know how that worked out.
You saying you'd rather have that guy covering you than me?
Honestly, not so sure.
There's no way
Uh-oh.
to treat a friend who's just trying to watch your back.
We're not friends.
You must be loving this.
You're the president's official representative. It's a customary way to honor them for hosting this symposium. And you look very dignified.
Deal with it,
Lucy,
Talbot.
come see under there.
It's freeing.
Those rooms are only accessible with a full palm print.
So how are we supposed to get in? You want us to cut their hands off?
We
No.
won't need to cut off any hands, but I will need to shake a few.
The gloves.
Have you found a cure for them, Doctor?
Cure needs a disease.
Interesting. I'm sure you'll enlighten us all later.
I think it's Jen. She's too nice. Never trust nice. Although, did you see the scar on Down Under's face? Maybe she tangled with one of the inhumans, got her all hot-headed.
Will you relax?
Congratulations. You've just narrowed it down to everyone.
What do you need? Humans. 5 of them.
5?
Alive.
Oh, why?
I think he's trying to like spending time in the field.
Oh,
A rush of adrenaline.
foreplay.
Not so sure the field is my thing.
What's your thing?
I'm kind of worried about it, too.
As I'm sure you're all aware, there have been rumors, reports, and sightings of a new breed of alien living among us. Now, it's our hope that by working
Are they
together,
alien if they
we can come to a
were
consensus
born
on
here?
how to deal with these aliens.
We can start by not calling them aliens.
Thank you.
They prefer the term inhumans.
My country is prepared to establish a home for them within our borders.
All the inhumans in one spot? That's one-stop shopping for Malik. I'm putting my money on this guy Petrov.
Whether they are human or alien is not the issue.
Bloody hell, I knew it.
You don't know anything.
Making a run for it.
Hunter. You damn hothead.
Here we have the same blood, but watch what happens when we add a sample of Creel's blood to the mix. It not only stops the pterogenesis process, it breaks it down.
A vaccine against teragenesis.
Potentially. It can't reverse the effects once someone's transformed,
This
but...
could virtually put an end to...
To us? I'm sorry, but isn't that what you were going to say?
We do not believe the Inhumans are a plague or weapons. I support
This is
Mr.
all very
Petrov's
complicated.
sanctuary state, and I propose we vote on the matter.
Or they may have been set up. We need to get Colson and Talbot out.
No! Creel! What's going
Before
on?
we vote, I'd like to thank Dr. Landwa for helping us to better understand the Inhumans.
Arrest this man.
Now what are you doing?
Is this
What is the meaning of this, General?
a part of the
He's
plan?
been spying on us.
How about stop this?
This man is not Dr. Sean Lundwall. His real name is...
This is Phil Coulson, the director of Hydra.
You're the inside man.
Kumbaya.
No way!
What's going on?
They've got Talbot's son.
Oh, shit.
What?
I'm pretty sure it's him, in one of those gel matrix cubes.
Malik. He's blackmailing Talbot.
Yeah, he is.
To betray Coulson. And we have no weapons.
Not strictly true.
Of course he did.
Buon appetito.
Hunter.
And maybe things are getting out of whack because it's our time.
Do you think it was Lash's time? Was it his birthright? Don't you think Dr. Garner would have liked to have had
He
a
would have
choice?
liked to not have that happen to
If
him.
the government got their hands on a vaccine, it won't be a choice.
This is a gel matrix tank. Mr. Coulson developed the technology to keep the Inhumans in suspended animation, but in fact, with a mere flick of a switch from any remote location, he could shut them off, killing them instantly.
Yes, they are innocent. But they will serve the greater good.
You don't know anything about it. What does that do?
I delivered Coulson. All the delegates are on your side. Now give me back my son.
Malik, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
We had a deal.
I'm building an army.
And another army will stand to fight them. We won't be able to convert them all.
We won't have to.
Coulson doesn't know about zombie wars.
Do me a favor and shoot him first. I'd like one moment of peace before I go.
Oh, you can't say
Didn't know he was gonna
anything. You
double-cross
double-crossed
you?
us.
It's Hydra, just saying.
I'm an inside man.
Not me, inside man.
Give me a hand.
Got it.
Let's go.
Funny.
We're in the conference room. No sign of Coulson or Talbot.
You're welcome.
That doesn't make us even.
Clear! I need you to find Malik. There's only one road between here and the airfield, so there's a chance he hasn't left. If you find him, stay with him. I want to know where he's going.
You have this natural zen thing with your powers.
Yeah, he's not quite as in
Maybe you got it
control.
from Mom or hanging around May. For me, it's a war inside my head. I just don't want to lose control.
I'm glad to know that he is aware that it could potentially be a problem.
Carla will be very happy to know you made it right.
I had a little help.
That's what partners are for, you know?
Partners.
Call me Glenn.
Yay!
Can't shake this feeling that he's reporting to someone else.
He is.
Someone more powerful than Malik.
Someone or something.
Oh, I bet you're all like normal now. At the expense of 5 innocents.
To a place where all Inhumans can live peacefully and not have to worry about the likes of Coulson.
Yeah, as an
Cheers.
army. That's where y'all went.
Are you there? Come in, over.
Sorry, can't talk right now, boss. We're in the belly of the beast. We'll call you when we land.
All right, well, this was an interesting episode. I was very gagged by the Talbot double cross, but I'm glad to know it was not him just being a bad guy. His hand was forced, and we kind of made it right, even though I don't think all of those people at this symposium, none of them, they really know the truth. So they think Coulson is at Hydra. This was, it was interesting to hear all the viewpoints on like what you do about the Inhumans, because this is like a very delicate, complex issue, and a damn disaster waiting to happen potentially. And I think a lot of the fears that people have are valid, but I think the people that are advocating for the Inhumans are more of where you start, because you can't treat them as weapons or as tools of any particular government or anything. And then you have like someone like Daisy who's like, no, let it, like we have no restrictions. We should just become who we are, everyone. And even that, she kind of walked back a little bit, talking about that she was a little militant about it. With Lincoln talking about like Andrew, if he had the choice, he probably wouldn't have chosen to become Lash. But you don't know who you're going to become until you become it. Like, if you have the opportunity to become one, I could see people wanting to. Maybe they might have some buyer's remorse after the fact, it's an interesting thing, but I think potentially developing a vaccine isn't the worst idea. Maybe rebrand it, and don't let it get in the hands of governments who could, force people to tell. God, this is getting into a dark place. I think vaccines are a good thing. This is a different animal. That's why I think maybe a rebrand is needed, because this is something that is latent in these people's DNA. And I think giving people a choice of whether or not they want to become or wake up that part of themselves, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It'll be very curious to see how this continues to go, though. Just how many people have that DNA? Like, how many people would it be? I mean, they've stopped the fish oil from being produced, I think, for the most part. So it's just interesting that it came about from Krill's blood. And I was so surprised to see him again. I almost didn't remember him until he changed form. And I was like, oh yeah, this guy. And I like that he had that relationship established with Talbot, and like really is like someone that he super trusts. And Hunter certainly does not like him because he is responsible for his friend's death. But it wasn't personal. He was like a hired hand, and seems like he's pretty loyal to Talbot and helped out here. So I am willing to give him that second chance. I thought I was completely wrong for a second there when like Talbot was like giving up Coulson and Krill was taking out Hunter. I was like, oh no, I look like a fucking fool. But there was a reason for all of that. It's just the Inhumans, the X-Men. It's fun to theorize about because it's not something that we actually have in our real lives. But imagining what it would be if it was real life, it just, oh my God, it would be a mess. So I think it's best that we don't have to deal with that. But seeing how everyone is handling it is really, I really like watching how it's unfolding. Lincoln, I can't remember who it was, but someone was like, oh, that boy has a darkness in him. And I don't think it's that, but I have been noticing when he's been on missions and stuff that they kind of have to call him off when he goes after someone because he can't really stop himself immediately. And having him talk about that here was good. I'm glad he's aware of that, and to know that it's like an active war that he's fighting within himself is something he's going to have to contend with going forward. And being in the field may not be for him. He might need to be in the lab with Fitz and Simmons, who are just doing amazingly. Those gloves were so cool. And at the same time, figuring out the thing with Krill's blood is also super cool. So, I mean, they're invaluable as ever. But this is just tough. There's no easy right answer. But I think the people who are trying to handle it with the care of the actual Inhumans are the ones we should probably get behind. Coulson, chief among them, because of his personal firsthand experience with Daisy and seeing the Inhumans that they've been able to bring in and want to do right by the world and other Inhumans. And Malik certainly is not that. Oh my goodness. I really have to give it up to Brett Dalton. I hate Ward, or I hated him. Ward is dead, but I think he's doing excellent as this creepy zombie Ward. He's not like sunken in and rib showing anymore, that he did whatever the fuck that was. But a very intimidating presence in that, like, just like no expression, like calmness is so unnerving, and he's playing that very well. And it can't be a good thing that he just had to sacrifice 5 lives for him to like level himself back up. And now he's like full strength. That's a problem. And Bobby and Hunter now being on the plane with Malik, I'm sure they're gonna be witness to him, and then Coulson's gonna know that his fears are true, that Malik is kind of, he's not the head of Hydra, and that I need them to know that information so we can start dealing with that, because they're not even aware of it. But yeah, this is pretty good. I always love when they're all out in the field and everyone's doing their own particular jobs and everyone's so good at what they do. And I think the kind of twist here with Talbot was pretty interesting. I really like Coulson and Talbot together. They've got like an odd couple thing going on. They play off each other very well, even though Talbot is kind of a dweeb. But also I was glad that he wasn't like just a bad guy doing bad things. And I think we can recover from this and him still be the head of the ATCU, I think. But Malik didn't even like try to just bring him in. He's like, no, he must have knew that Talbot would never, and resorted to using his son against him. But like, what's to stop him from doing that again? But like, everyone's got loved ones, so anybody's going to be potentially compromised. So I think Talbot's probably like the best case scenario, and he's got Krill watching his back, and now they're partners, Coulson and Talbot, that is. So that's fun. I really like their dynamic. It's super fun. And Hunter was correct to want to bring in the weapons that they needed. I'll be curious to see if he like actually comes around on Krill. Krill did help here, but I mean, I get why Hunter doesn't want him around for sure. Daisy and Lincoln are, getting very close in a physical way and, emotionally too. So we'll see how that comes along, especially if they continue to kind of combat the inhuman thing from different sides. I don't think it'll be a bad thing if they continue researching what having Krill's blood could do for them. It's just whose hands have them, and who it's in whose best interest of what we decide to do going forward. We just gotta play this right, and it's like a tightrope walk, because Daisy is right. Like, the Inhumans, there are good ones, there are bad ones, but like, the power set is just so, everyone's gonna want to exploit that. And I think a lot of people probably would want to not have that transformation happen. So to give people that option would probably not be the worst thing. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, anytime you have this kind of situation, it's always curious to see what their take will be when it comes to like powered people and the right thing to go about it. And with comics, you get into like people wanting to do registration, and they kind of touched on that in the earlier seasons. But we'll see how this whole Inhuman thing goes. But it's, like I said, a delicate thing, and they really got to be careful, but they definitely have to get Malik out of there, and they have to deal with Zombie Ward. Oh my goodness. So we'll see how it goes, but you know, I really like this episode. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon.